You're knocking at my door. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like.
Good morning and welcome to Daily Rant here on New Day. My name is Josh Quinn. We are live on DSTV, channel 27. Now, let me just tell you something in the north. We've got rice farmers who've harvested their produce, but they don't have the ready market for these very produce. And that has compelled stakeholders to champion the cause for Ghanaians to, patronize locally produced rice. Let's consume locally produced rice. And let me tell you something. I tried it once at a restaurant. I didn't really like it. That's not to say that locally produced rice is not the best. There've been some recommendations by friends about other varieties, and so that is what we are discussing this morning. This is Daily Rant. Let's keep talking.
Lack of proper packaging is making Ghanaians not to buy the local rice. But we have got good rice here. If only the rice farmers are put in cooperatives and they're able to get combine harvesters that will glean and clean the rice, and then the packaging, it will be okay. Because I quite remember Aveime was producing rice and we were buying from them, but somewhere along the line it wasn't coming on the market, so we stopped. But if it can be preserved in that manner, Ghanaians will love to buy. Why can't you buy your own food and eat?
But when you tried it, did you like it?
Yes, I liked it. It's good rice. Even at Kosombotu, there was an area there. They were growing very good rice, even better than the perfume rice. Oh, this one. How would I know that there are no stones in it? If there are stones in it, it will be very difficult to consume it. But if it is, the stones are picked, and it can be preserved. People are ready to eat Ghanaian rice. So I think that is.
And also the minister has said that in the next 3 years they'll stop importation of rice, and I think that's laudable.
It is better we improve ours here for people to patronize it. They should see, if they want to stop importation, then they should put money into the packaging of rice here, so that people would want to consume that. Other than that, well, I don't know.
For me, I've traveled a lot because I was and I've traveled the whole country, 10 regions. 10 regions of the country, and I know at the moment I buy brown rice for my husband. Even the brown rice sometimes we soak. You see?
But so I don't know if the kids would understand that. Okay, let's do local rice and stop the polished rice.
No,
that's what they love.
No, if the rice comes in beautiful, the women will cook it and it will be the same. It's not the color. It is the presentation.
I don't know, because I don't really cook my food, but I think that we probably do. I have to confess, do jasmine rice. I have tasted local rice though, and I liked it. I think it's actually probably better for you than the stuff that we're buying, to be perfectly honest.
When was the last time you did local rice?
I think we often use, this broken rice. It's locally made, right?
Is it?
Is it? I don't know. Some are for omutio and that kind of thing. Yeah, I think it's been a while. It's been a while because we're always doing jasmine rice, all that.
And when's the last time?
It's been a while, but I love the taste. The flavor is so good.
How about you?
Been a while, yeah.
So that just
I've actually bought the local brown rice more because it's good for you. And, my heart is for Ghana. And I think that at some point we have to start. There's an article that was published many years ago about black people don't spend money within their communities. It goes out of the community the minute they get it. And I think that the only way that we'll begin to thrive as a nation is to really patronize one another's things. So we should be, and these flavors, it's an acquired taste. And so if you're fixing it with stew, what's the difference really? I think that a lot of it is mental perception that white is better, which is not true. And I think that we need to start patronizing our local farmers, our local produce more, and it will enrich us all as a people as well as a country economically.
Okay. I think we should also start from our kids. How many kids will be ready to eat local rice? Do you go on?
They know the difference.
They won't know the difference. So if you start with them, they'll like it. They'll grow to like it.
Because I tried it once at a restaurant. I didn't like it. Honestly, I'm being frank.
They prepared it.
They were too big.
okay, then it might have been the way they prepared it. So if it was prepared a different way, or maybe if we came up with specialty dishes that used our local rice, that becomes even more of a national kind of thing that brings pride to us, and then the acquired taste is even better.
So what really has brought about this very campaign is the fact that there are rice farmers in the north who have a lot of produce. They can't really have the market, and so these rice are, getting spoiled. That's the reason we are just advocating for the consumption of local rice. And so according to the minister, they'll stop importation in 3 years. So it means that when they stop importation, it means that we are compelled to do that. So I don't know what you make of that very move to stop importation of rice.
Well, you know what? Other countries do it. So I can't be mad at him. That is the way that they build up national pride and internal consumption in other countries, is to stop importing things that are already present in the country. Well, the same thing could go for fruit as well, because we have a lot of fruit that spoils. And, actually we should be bringing factories in. Nanado's campaign for a factory in every region would be perfect if we got Del Monte or Hunts to come. Put factories in those locations so that they patronize the farmers there, and then we are exporting as opposed to importing back what we export, because we send it out as whole, it comes back in cans and we buy it. Why? It doesn't make any sense.
Well, I think it's good. It's a good step that they are taking, and I think they should also, we like concerts, we like fairs and all that, so they should do something like Eat Ghana, made rice concert or something.
Talking about that campaign,
everything, probably fried rice or jollof. We like jollof, so make it with the local rice. I'm sure a lot of people will patronize it once.
Contests. Yeah. They could have contests of how to cook with our local indigenous fruits and vegetables and grains, and see what happens.
It's the best. I want to talk about the entrepreneurial view of things, because what happens is we take all our money just to import rice here. I'm not sure Thailand imports rice because they do rice. Right. What do? We have cocoa. We get all the beans out there, and then we go buying the chocolate and bring it in here. It doesn't make sense. And what happens is that it will put less pressure on the city. All this inflation that we see, it's not because of anything. There's no politician. They are doing no magic. What happens is that if you are importing everything, you are getting every money that's from you to import, and it puts pressure on the local currency. So that the inflation we see now is a result of import. We are even importing toothpaste. Can you imagine? It doesn't make sense. Like, we have all these bamboos here, and we still import toothpaste from China and other places. So I mean, it's the best way.
What do you make of it?
I think it's a good move because it puts emphasis on us as a people and not everybody else, so that when there's a problem, we're not crying to people, that we know how to manage our stuff. We have full control over our money and over our manufacturing, because now honestly you can't pinpoint where some of the food we eat come from. So everything, so far as it's in the market, let's buy it and eat it, right? But if these things are in place for every other thing, then we know that, oh, this food is coming from the north, right? You trust the source of where it's coming from, so it's a good move.
Okay, Michelle, we are chastising Ghanaians that they have this taste for polished rice. We should also chastise farmers because they don't add value to this. Most of the times you buy this, there's stones and everything inside. They don't pick them out. So we should also blame these farmers for not allowing us to consume their produce.
Well, maybe we can just get some of that technology and they can polish the rice here. Because at the end of the day, rice is rice. It's just a matter of how it's treated. If they bleach this rice and polish it, it would look just like the rice that we're importing. So, and actually, the more you bleach it and do all of that, the less nutrients it has, and it's not good for you. So everyone will tell you that carbs are bad for you, but it's actually the polished carbs. It's the refined carbs. But when we have this, it's rough. This is called roughage in your system. This makes you go regularly, and it keeps you slimming. Whereas opposed to
go dog.
Yeah. The other stuff just backs up in your system and adds fat. So
3 times a day.
Hey, 3 times. Hey, there you go.
I mean, if we blame them, it's okay. It's okay to blame them a little bit, but I think we need to teach them what to do. Probably they don't know that this is how they are supposed to treat the rice. This is how, there are lots of educated people in Ghana here. I think we can conduct like an education, something for them that they can learn from, on how to treat the rice and all that, so that it will be attractive to people. Yeah.
Your words, your final words.
Same thing. I think giving them the chance to learn, because most of them have no idea. All they know is produce the rice and sell it. Yeah. So when you give an infrastructure for them to get information on how to do all of these things. It help all of us.
Okay.
I want to talk about the money this investment needs to go in. What happens is that the government needs to give them tax holiday. They need to invest. The government needs to give this farmers money. They don't have these monies. Should they have these machines, they will probably do better. Because if you're doing it on a commercial scale, it's different than you're doing it just for your family. You might need more workers and even end up with nothing at the end of the day. So they need this input. They need this farm input to be able to do this work they're doing. Because tell you what, should this go up and happen, our GDP will rise so high because we import so much metric tons of rice to this country every now and then. And call it perfume rice or parboiled rice.
That's what you want, perfume rice.
No, not really. That's what I have access to. Because see, there's so much little local rice on the market. You can't get it everywhere. Or even the quantity that you wanted, the volume, you might not even have it because these farmers do not have what it takes to manufacture this. So the government should really assist these people. They should give them the input that they needed and give them tax holidays, please. This is being done around the world. Thailand is done. Everywhere is done. Here it's not done. And they should just be appealed with them, authorities that be.
So the campaign is still on.
Yeah.
Let's try and consume locally produced rice.
Local rice.
Yeah.
Eat local rice.
Eat local rice. Eat local rice. It's better. Eat local rice.
So yeah, let's know your concerns. Let's log on to our social media platforms. On Facebook, it's TV3 Ghana, and on Twitter, it's a new TV3. Thanks for watching. Michelle, thanks for coming
You're
through.
welcome.
And have a good morning.